welcome to HW News. Pakistan is in turmoil, now more than it ever was. A strong wave of opposition to the Imran Khan government has swept over the country, many of whom believe that Imran Khan has been installed on the prime ministerial post by the army. On October 16th and October 18th, two major protests took place that saw turnout in thousands. Protesters waving flags, shouting slogans against the Imran Khan-led government hit the street and raised questions over the legitimacy of the government. Just have a look at the visuals once again. Such massive rallies are happening in the middle of a pandemic-struck economy. What prompted these huge rallies and why it is significant? We will discuss this today in this video. These massive rallies were recently held in Pakistan's Gujranwala and in Karachi by Pakistan Democratic Movement. This movement is an umbrella body of around 11 opposition parties of Pakistan, including the Pakistan Muslim League's Nawaz faction, that is PMLN, the Pakistan People's Party, that is PPP, and the Jamiat Ulema Islam's Fazl faction, that is JUIF. Important leaders from each of those main opposition parties addressed this gathering, including PMLN chief Nawaz Sharif, PPP chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, and JUIF chief Fazl ur Rahman. Nawaz Sharif spoke via live video link from London, capital of the United Kingdom, where he has resided since leaving Pakistan on medical bail as he continues to appeal corruption convictions issued by an Islamabad court. Standing on the stage in the middle of the large crowd, Maryam, Nawaz and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari took on the Imran Khan government. What fueled these protests? The high inflation rates and crackdown on dissenters, that's the simple answer. Now, Pakistan's economy wasn't doing exceedingly well even before the pandemic, but the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown completely broke its back. According to the World Bank, Pakistan's growth rate has contracted from 1.9% in FY 2019 to minus 1.5% in 2020, and inflation is at 10.7% this year, 4 points higher than in 2019. What has kept Pakistan afloat is the infusion of financial aid. Frequent power cuts, rising fuel prices, unprecedented crackdown on opposition and dissenters have spread discontent among the masses. The major demand of the opposition parties is Imran Khan should step down from the post of Prime Minister, and thus the political parties have united despite the fact that the elections are due in 2023. So what is so significant about these protests? As I said, one would ask what is so significant about these protests apart from the huge number of turnout. But why have these protests caught the eye of the world? So, these political parties in the protest are not only targeting Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, but are also openly criticizing and taking on the army, who they believe has helped Imran Khan to establish his government. And Nawaz Sharif's PMLN is at the front of it. Since the protests have begun, Nawaz Sharif and his daughter have minced no words and have criticized the Pakistani army chief Qamar Bajwa. Sharif has been fighting a long battle with the army. He accuses army of ensuring his defeat in the last election and installing Imran Khan government. His speeches during the protests take this battle a notch up. No politician, particularly one hailing from Punjab, of Sharif's stature has openly ever challenged the country's most powerful institution in this manner. Most of the army, from general to soldier, is drawn from the Punjab province. But Nawaz Sharif is no longer silencing his all-out attack on Bajwa. During his speech via video link, he said, "General Qamar Bajwa, you packed up our government, which was working very well, and put the nation and the country at the altar of your wishes." These comments, however, were censored on all the Pakistani television channels based on government orders. Maryam said that her party was not anti-military. But if you say that we will respect those who would crush the ballots under their boots, that's not going to happen. So it is clear that the target of the opposition rallies is army as much as it is Imran Khan government. Police versus army. Now, in a completely different turn of events, the Pakistan army and Pakistan police almost came face to face today, raising the fears of a civil war-like situation. The police in Sindh province decided to go on a strike after Sindh police chief was kidnapped by the army troops to coerce the cops into arresting Safdar, who is the son-in-law of Nawaz Sharif. Safdar and his wife, PMLN Vice President Maryam Nawaz, were in the city to attend a rally of the PDM, where he was arrested from their hotel. Apparently, the army troops broke into the hotel room and arrested him. He was subsequently released on a bail. Now, PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari called on institutions to investigate the circumstances surrounding the arrest of Safdar. Meanwhile, angered with this, all the police officials in the province of Sindh from top to bottom had decided to go on a strike. However, alarmed by this, Army Chief Bajwa spoke to the police IGP and assured an investigation into the matter. After this, the strike was deferred by 10 days. The question now is, what next? The PDM is in no mood to tone down. The parties have planned a long march in January to culminate in Islamabad in a show of strength. More rallies are planned in the build-up to that. The next one is in Quetta on October 25. The turnout of the rally will also indicate whether the momentum is picking up in favor of the opposition or not. If it is, then that would spell a serious trouble for the Imran Khan government and the army. Whether there will be changes in the Pakistani government or whether there will be changes in the Pakistan's army, that remains to be seen. Do let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.